Hello and welcome back to my channel, Live Life to the Full. I'm Robbie and today we will be touching on the subject of I can, I must and I will. So let's dig into that. So I'm going to split it into parts. So firstly, I can. Now I'm going to be talking this on a more mental perspective, so that's what we're going to dive into the word I can first. So let's go. So the word I can, what does that mean? What can we do? So for me, I think like I can get through this, and that's a good mentality to have. I can do this. I can get through this. I can defeat this. I can, make it through these difficult times, because I believe we all can in some way, shape or form. And sometimes that takes support and help, but we can get through it. And it's very important that we know that we can get through it by, our own personal selves and able to figure that out, but also by the help of others that tell you like you can get through this, and that I can use what I have left inside of me. Even if you think you have nothing left within you, know that there's always something in you. Although that might be deep in your heart, there is always something there. And that tiny bit of strength that is within you, can shine through if you let it. So I can let this light shine out of me. I can be strong. I can be, that. Instead of saying the words, which is the total opposite of I can be defeated. I can be sad. I can be lonely. And these are all I cans, but sometimes they're looking more. If you look at the positives, you can outweigh those because you can feel that way. But that sometimes is, you can be in those situations, but you also can get through them, and you also can overcome anything, any challenges you face. It sometimes may take a few days, a few weeks, a few months, and for some even years to get there, to that point. I mean, from high school to now, I'm 21. Yeah, I'm 20. I'll be turning 21 in a few days. But just the whole idea of like, from being that, 14-year-old in high school to being now 20, that whole journey in life has got me to be the person I am, and I can fight through it. And that's the thing, I got myself to be here, so I did fight. And by telling myself I can get through this situation, and I can rise against this. So that's something really important that we know. I can get through this. I can fight this struggle, And now we're just going to go into the next part, which is, the next section is called I must. So from I can get through this to then saying I must get through this. I must break whatever struggles, any walls that are stopping me from becoming who I wish to be, whether that is through struggles. If you hold on to struggles or hold on to pains, I must, or if it's talking about you, like you must get through them, so I can get through them, and you must get through them, and I must get through them. And it's that accepting is like that although situations will arise in your life, both great and those that are shit, it doesn't stop you from anything if you just follow this simple process. And again, as I've said, It may work for you, it might not. Whatever coping mechanism you use to get out of your situation, I'll cover certain things in different videos. The previous videos might help you, maybe they don't, but, I can use this strategy, for instance. So if we turn into strategies and how you can beat that, saying like, I can use music to drown out the silence. And at times you're going to say, I must use music to drown out that silence, to let out my emotions. I can be, this state of mind and this emotion, but I must ensure I don't hurt others by being in this state of mind. And I think that's also, they're all very important things to cover. So I can, I can play on my PS4, I can cook, I can go on walks, you know, regarding hopefully it's good weather. You always see the sun shining here. It's been cloudy and it's been raining today, but I still managed to go on a walk because I can and I must go on a walk daily because otherwise my inside of me I feel like sometimes I can't feel 100% if I don't go on a walk. So I must go on walks to ensure I get fresh air, I get, to see and be amongst nature. So, yeah, just that, do what you love to do and say, I can do this. And then if it becomes more serious, say, I must do this. And then from there, we jump on to the next point, which is, I will. So, this section on I will follows I can, I must, I will. So, and the I will bit is, just take it. I can listen to music. Now I'm in a situation where it's got a bit worse, so I must listen to music. And then saying that, it's like, I will listen to music. In order, with these three things, you might be able to conquer whatever struggle you're facing. Whether it's something that's, popped up from the past and that memory might be negative, you can switch that around and say like, I can, let this memory affect me, but I must not let it affect me. But then saying, I will not let that affect me, and then using whatever tools you have, as it says, coping mechanisms, strategies of your own, choice that helps you through it, that, doesn't hurt others, because the idea of I must not hurt others by, my emotions, but sometimes, it can hurt you. So saying, I can get through this, I can also ensure that this doesn't hurt me, and I must ensure every possible option is opened to ensure I don't, let this harm others or let this harm myself. And from there, it's like, I will not let this harm any other person or myself. There are ways forward through struggles. Yeah, and as they might not come as a 3-2-1 process, which you can consider this as that, but there are so many steps out there, which have maybe just one step or maybe have 100 steps. And this is where I think it becomes so personal for each and every person, because we all are able to do our own thing. And these coping mechanisms, I've only just discovered, and learning these things, because as I said, I route things off just basing everything on a topic. So just this topic of I can, I must, I will, from there I just wish to expand it, and I try my best to speak from my heart, no matter what. So to hopefully let people know that it's okay to speak from your heart, no matter, if I do say things wrong, I do realize, and I do make sure I put it right within the word box. But sometimes, I just don't, when editing these videos, I don't feel like there's a need for any words written down. Sometimes the whole video can need words down. And the process of writing that also helps me grow because I can use those words and I can see them and I can hear myself. So, and that helps me as well by reflecting on what I have said to you guys. And again, it goes back to that self-reflection. So that's pretty much it for this subject, I think, because this is something you can't really unpack too big. Otherwise, you might lose your way a bit. So just the words I can, I must, and I will. And whatever that may mean to you, I would love to hear, for instance, write in the comments of ways that you use, if you use these steps or you think these steps may help you, write why they might help you, just so that I'm aware of that, there is stuff out there and that these things are useful to you guys. And if you have any other coping mechanisms, please also write those down, because that also helps me learn and to grow within myself, because we're all learning, we're all growing, and hearing, listening to what I use is great, but also listening to what you guys use to help you through your battles and your situations, that's really good to learn and good to know, because then, creating this community, hopefully on, this YouTube channel, I'm able to create it as, we are one, we are a family, and that's the most important thing that we need to recognize. We have one world and we need to share it with each other, and that's should not be difficult. But when people are struggling, for me it hits me hard. It's like, why are these people struggling? Why don't they open up and talk about it? And this is hopefully a way to let people know that I'm not afraid to talk about my struggles anymore. A couple weeks back I would not have wanted to speak at all, but I'm going to push myself now more than ever, because I can speak about it, so I must take this opportunity, and I will make these videos in order to maybe help somebody else, because I want to help somebody else, and that is for me, I think is a main part, and part of my life and my role in life, in a way, if you want to say it that way, or my journey in life. It's not going to be an easy one. I will face struggles of my own, but I can get through them, and I will get through them, and I must get through them, and I will get through them. So yeah, stay strong, keep fighting, and just remember, just don't give up, and that we are one, and never forget how strong you are as a person and as an individual. A good friend of mine says, never forget how strong you are, and that is really, I hold that very dear to my heart. So to you guys, I say the same message. Never forget how strong you are. You are loved, you are cared for, and whether that's just by my heart saying that to you, that's what I want you to know, that I care about every person, and I wish so much to reunite this world as one. Whether I can do that, I can't do that as a full thing, because there will also be people who have their own opinions, which may be negative, and there will be those that I can't agree with, but those who I can help, I will very much try my best to do so. So I thank you all for listening to this, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.